Hello! In straw and other kinds of herb weaving I found a very interesting element I've tried applying to the material available. It has made me fascinated. I've used it in floral compositions, and today I'd like to share it with you. Today we are creating a pyramid-shaped element for a floral composition of bulrush leaves. In order to weave such a pyramid, I need wire, florist tape, and bulrush leaves. So I take a piece of wire and wrap it with a florist tape. Stretch a tape a bit before using to make it more sticky, and start wrapping a wire. Roll it very carefully. There's nothing difficult about it. The wire has been prepared. Now let's work with bulrush leaves. Please note the difference. This element has been woven of the whole leaf, while for the second one I've split the leaf into narrow stripes. Besides, here you can see some tail sticking. I've added extra leaf stripes to make a pyramid more elongated. Here it is well seen as well. I've added stripes, after which I've cut the remaining tails. Now you'll see what I mean. So take a bulrush leaf. I dislike working with white leaves. However, maybe it will fit your particular composition. As for me personally, I prefer weaving of narrow stripes. Split a leaf into narrow stripes like this. I need 4 stripes of a similar size. So I get rid of the shorter stripes and use the longer ones from the central part. I put the shortest stripes aside. So I've got 4 stripes of more or less equal lengths. This one is too narrow. So let's work with these 4 stripes. I arranged the stripes so that the leaves were directed into opposite sides. I start weaving from the leaf base, which is usually wider, when the leaf is narrowing toward the margin. I leave the tails untouched, they are going to form the pyramid bottom. Take the upper stripe and place it downward. Now take the one directed rightward. Bend it to the left. Bend the lower stripe to the top and the left one to the right. Lead the 4th stripe into the loop. It is a bit challenging in the first layer. The following layers are going to be easier. As a result, I've got such a square knot. We've already tried weaving it of paper tubes. Let's repeat once again. I'll make another knot before inserting a wire. You can start from either side. This time I've led the bottom stripe to the top, then the right one to the left, the top one to the bottom. And it is very essential to lead the left stripe through the loop. In the first layers it is quite a challenging task, so I use a piece of wire to help myself and lead it through. The second square knot is ready. Let's make the third one just to be sure. Lead the top stripe to the bottom, 2, 3, and lead the fourth unengaged stripe through the loop. The knots are securely fixed now. Let's turn the workpiece over. The bottom tails will make the base while we continue working with the upper ones. Now let's shape a pyramid. I insert a piece of wire and continue weaving around this bar. You can use a paper tube as a pyramid core, but I personally prefer wire since I can bend it the way I like to fit the composition. Continue weaving. You can start with any stripe as I've said. The leaf margins are becoming dry and inflexible, so I either cut them or tear them off for convenience. I've tried working with different herbs, but I like bulrush most of all. It is not fragile if not too dry and make the element airy and lacy. You'll see what I'm talking about when we finish. Continue this way till the stripes are over. The pyramid is already being shaped. If you like it narrowing but not too big, you just weave up to the tail's ends. As for me, I'd like my pyramid more elongated, that's why I lengthen the stripes. My stripes are almost over. I don't lengthen when the tails are almost finished. I do it beforehand in order to weave 2 or 3 layers with doubled stripes to prevent them from sliding apart. So I've lengthened the stripe and bent the doubled stripe. 2, 3, 4. Got it. Weave one more row. Let's lengthen the second stripe. You can either cut the tails off later or leave them as a kind of decoration. Two, 3. Lead the fourth one through. Another layer is finished. I'm going to weave one more row with a doubled stripe, after which I'll leave the remaining tail as a decoration. 1, 2, 3, 4. Lengthen the following stripe. This way. 1, 2, 3, What have I got? Let's continue weaving. This time I'm lengthening the last short tail. Continue up to the required length. Try your best to weave at least 2 or 3 rows with doubled stripes to get them fastened. Bend the third stripe. Lead the fourth one through. Don't forget to engage the remaining tail. The fourth loop is, as a rule, the most challenging one, but it's okay, you just have to get used to it. Got it. 4. I believe my stripe's length will be enough to weave a pyramid of a required size. As a result, I've got such a pyramid. The last square knot is tiny. Due to the leaf narrowing toward the margin, I've got a pyramid-shaped element. Now I fasten it on the wire the way I need. Collect the leaf margins at the top and fasten with a florist tape. Well, you can tie it with a piece of thread or any other available material of a similar color. But it looks neater if wrapped with a florist tape. I've got it so I make use of it. So I've wrapped the tape and press the knot. Then I stretch the pyramid element toward the bottom a bit. Well, if I need it more lace, I make it more stretched. And wrap the bottom edge with the tape in the same way. And further on. Now regarding these tails. You can cut them off right away, since we've already fastened them in a few layers while weaving. If you cut them in a neat way, the stumps will be quite invisible. Be careful not to cut too much. Or you can leave the tails as a decoration. As you can see here, I have left the tails untouched. They seem to make the element look more natural. You can use such pyramid-like elements either as a floral core or as an individual twig. So today we've got acquainted with such an element. The very topic of natural materials and flowers made of them has fascinated me a lot again. Next time we are going to show you how to shape such flowers. They are made of bulrush leaves as well. Before I finish the current lesson, I'd like to share my experience on how to make the composition stable. This is going to be a gift, isn't it? So we'd like to make it both transportable and keep the flowers inside the way you fasten them. First of all, I try my best to make the vase throats narrow enough. The vases are made of newspaper tubes. Secondly, I fill the gaps with short tubes. In case you'd like to use the vase for some different purposes, you can take the tubes out, they are not glued to the vase. This vase has a rather wide throat, so I fastened the flower with short tubes and then added the shortest tube cards. This is the way I've solved the issue. The flower is fastened firmly.